This is LogiTrack, your all-in-one inventory management system. Our system is made up of two interfaces, one for the users and one for the admins. Let's first explore what the user interface looks like. Upon logging in, the users will be brought to a dashboard where they will be able to see the approved equipment assigned to them, their active requests, as well as archive requests. They also have access to an All Equipments tab where they will be able to see all the equipment stored within the system. They are able to search through for any of the equipment as well as enter into any of the stores to see what equipment is there. Back to the dashboard. Currently, we have only one approved equipment, which is the sound mixer, and this is actually attached to this active request. Now let's try to make a new request. For this request, let's select the ghost speaker as well as the sound mixer. Upon submitting a request, it will appear under our active requests with the status of pending. Well, now let's take a look at what the admin interface will look like. Upon logging into the admin interface, we'll be brought to the dashboard. However, the more interesting features are in the other tabs. Similarly, they will have access to an All Equipment tab. Under the Request tab, they will be able to see all the pending, active, and archive requests. In this example, the pending requests are made by the users. In particular, this first request is made by us just now, where we selected sound mixer and ghost speaker for our dance competition. Now let's try to accept one of these pending requests. From the overview, we can see that these two requests actually occur in the same duration. But let's just say we like Barry more and we like to give Barry priority. By clicking into the request ID, we can see all the details of this particular request. So we can see that this is for a singing competition during this duration, and a sound mixer has been requested. If we're happy with everything, we can directly approve, and this will now be an approved request where changes can no longer be made except for the remarks. Now if we return to the request tab, we can see that this new singing competition is now under active requests. Going back to the other pending request by Alex, we can try to accept this again. However, we'll be faced with an error. This is because both Alex and Barry have requested for the sound mixer during the exact same duration, and since we have now accepted Barry's request, the sound mixer is already assigned to Barry for this duration. That's why Alex can no longer have access to this equipment. However, we can make changes to the request. For instance, if we just remove the sound mixer, we can now approve this request successfully. From the point of view of an admin, this will mean that we can adjust the requests made by users if we want to approve them. Alternatively, we can just reject and archive the requests, as we've seen just now. Moving on to the next tab. In inventory, admin is able to see all the stores as well as the equipment within our system and make necessary updates and changes. For instance, the name and description of stores. You can see that it is being reflected here. We can also change the details of equipment. In particular, we can change the name, the store it belongs to, as well as a description. If we want to move this equipment from Office 2 to maybe Office 1, we can do that very easily. And now we can see that the Bell workstation is under Block A Office 1 instead. And of course, by clicking into the office, we can see all the associated equipment in the store. Under inventory, we can also add new equipment and stores to the system. When adding equipment or stores, there are multiple ways to input the equipment ID. The first method is via the Generate Random ID button. This button will pre-fill for us a pre-generated unique ID that guarantees no conflict with existing data. Alternatively, we can input our own, or by using this barcode scanner function if we already have an equipment ID attached to the specific equipment. We will then need to provide a name, select a store that it will belong to, and the description is optional. Now we can see it under our All Equipment page. We can also add stores in the same way. Moving on to the next tab, under Checking Out, this is for the loaning and return of equipment. Recall how we approved the request made by Barry. If we select the user, Barry, we are able to see all the equipment that is assigned to Barry. For instance, if Barry is here to borrow the sound mixer, by just inputting the ID into the select equipment field, this sound mixer equipment will automatically appear under the loaning tab. If this is all the equipment that Barry wants to borrow, we can press process. The page refreshes and we can see that currently the sound mixer is already loaned out to Barry, so it is an item that can be returned. Lastly, under the users tab, the admin is able to view all the users within the system and make promotions and deletions where necessary. Sounds interesting? Well, come and try out LogiTrack for yourself today.